Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're checking out the new update stuff for Angel Legion. And I have to say, this is one of the coolest art overhauls I've seen in any mobile game. Idle Heroes, for example, is a really pretty game, and one of the reasons people like to play it is the 2D art style is unrivaled by a lot of mobile games. Well, it seems like the art developers at Angel Legion have really pulled out the stops in this game, and I just cannot wait to show you some of the cool new art designs, as well as the new updates they've made to the user interface. Also, before we get in here, let me remind you that today's video is sponsored by the makers of this game, Angel Legion. If you want to go ahead and play this game for yourself, it's completely free to get on the Google Play Store, on the iOS App Store, and it's also available for PC users on Steam, and other mobile provider stores should also give it for free as well. Yes, there are going to be gacha mechanics and pay-to-win stuff in here, but a lot of the game, if not all of the game, is completely accessible free to play. It just takes a little longer to grind through game modes, which is perfectly normal for an idle game. So why not give it a try? It might become your new biggest addiction. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and check out the new updates for this week. So if you look at the initial page, it doesn't look like much has changed, except you can see the Executioner's art is a little different now. And then as soon as you click the event page, you can see rather than it being a big sprawling list, which is normally sat above me there, they've split it down into three different sections: benefits, combat supplies, and time-limited events. So in the time-limited events, you're just going to see the various packages and different rewards that you can go ahead and do. This doesn't mean they're jumping out in your face anymore, which is potentially an issue if they're trying to get these things to sell and make it obvious to you what you've got. But it does mean that if people do log in, they're not just being bombarded with buy this thing, buy this thing. So hopefully that's actually going to be quite nice for the end user experience, because it means that all the value packages and stuff are hidden at time limited events to buy. Also, it's worth making sure that you do log in and go take a look at the different rewards, because actually there's going to be some good stuff for you. Then the combat supply stuff is really nice that this is separate, which means you've got the combat support menu here, and then all the different ways to obtain the combat support in the week. The fact it's all condensed into one clear menu is really, really helpful. And then finally, the benefit stuff, which happens throughout the week, is here as well, so you can claim your privilege cards. That's really nice. Of course, you've got your daily gift packs as well. Make sure you log in and grab them for free. You've got your double week pack, which I've already grabbed, and then you've got your hero shard pack, which refreshes every day as well. Now, another one of the big changes is they've adjusted the art for a lot of heroes, and they've also adjusted the hero cards in general. So I really like this new change. SS and this new font and the way the stars look, it's really clean. I really like how it's kind of this muted, laid-back color. It's not like trying to pop out at you with these, shine effects and gradients. It's just a flat color on a really dim background, and I really like how clean this looks. And I love this dark grayish blue color that's in the background, and I think it looks really nice. Hopefully at this point you've noticed they've also changed the card art of quite a lot of heroes, which is really nice. In changes, we've seen Time Jumper, Raging Angel, we've seen Arcane Scholar that have this more 2D art style, and that's passed over to heroes in recent updates like Sakura Dancer and Time Guardian. Well, now Element Sprite's been updated. We've got one for Swordmaster, Ghost Princess, even Shining Angel. Look how cool that looks. And Sergeant, a really, really pretty much hated hero because she's not that great. Even she looks really cool. So much so that I chose her as my hero avatar pick, and the execution has changed as well. So there's a lot of these heroes that have been given new card arts that I really like the look of it. And the heroes that haven't been completely updated, they still look cleaner. The graphics pop a little more, and just even Shy Girl, that looks cool. And then what's dope about this is, yes, you've got the hero where they've kind of adjusted the way they look as well. So I think Shy Girl looks really dope now. But then they've got this little button in the right hand side here where you can actually see the description of these heroes, and each one has a little mini bio. Bio is a nice little way of giving detail to a hero, and the fact it's only a few sentences long is actually pretty neat. But then the fact that every single hero has one of these, and they've got these unique arts as well to back them up, looks really, really cool. And it really shows that the developers have taken a lot of time with this update in getting all this art done, because it doesn't make them any money, right? An idle game doesn't generate revenue from updating their art. This is completely for the quality of life of its players, and the art style here is just absolutely fantastic. Every single hero has an art pick, which without doubt, these are just so pretty to look at. Look at someone like Magic Arrow. Even they've gone to the lengths of giving her this really dope art style. I could look at this all day long. Every single hero here has an awesome new art style. Even the ones that already had cool art. I love this. Elves as well have been totally updated with their art style. Again, this is not a mechanical improvement. This is purely on looks, and this looks really nice. They're much cuter now. They have this, nice high quality resolution image rather than looking like these awkward 3D models. So I really, really like the way this looks. They've also improved the models a little bit as well to make them look a little sharper, especially if you're on an OLED mobile device. This will absolutely pop. I really like the models and the new art style for this as well. So that's absolutely fantastic to see. And you can see there is a difference between a lower level Dark Elf and then when you get them to a higher level. They've done the art style improvements for everything, and it just looks really, really clean. Another area of the game that's been changed and updated is the Endless Trial. So if we go to the challenges, you can see Endless Trial has reset for most people and has gone down to level 1. Now, what's interesting is you are forced to use a particular piece of equipment. So you're forced to either use the scythe or the rifle or the katana, depending on the mode. But one really nice quality of life improvement is you can jump straight to the boss fight, which is really helpful when grinding through. So I can just go ahead and put my team in here. We've got Dark Shooter, Butterfly Girl, Ranging Angel, Time Guardian, Time Jumper, and Mysterious Girl. And I can just skip this fight here. That's going to get me through that level. And there you go. The boss has been beaten. And that actually is going to get me rewards as well. So the rewards have been reset. This is going to make sure for you guys that you've been re-leveled down to the bottom. So just make sure you go through and fight all the bosses progressively. But because you can jump straight to the boss fight, it's going to be really, really helpful to get through this game mode quickly and effectively. You might wonder what's the point then of doing this game mode without jumping to the boss? Well, you get a lot of benefits by going across the board, and you can get a lot of improvements such as Divine Seals, which will make your team considerably stronger, which will make bosses that you can't beat potentially winnable. So when you do get into stages where jumping to the boss ends up in a loss for you, then you might want to strongly consider going ahead and moving around the board to get yourself some immediate improvements. The way you do that is with this dice thing here. It generates a random number, moves you forwards, and then something happens. So I've hit the arsenal here. That means I can actually grab an item, which is actually pretty sweet. And then I think you get 20 rolls on every floor as well. So you just move around. There you go. I've been hit by a bomb. That's going to damage my heroes. That's not very good. So, yep, Dark Shooter accidentally triggered the trap and lost 10% of her life. But there you go. I moved up here, advanced 3 spaces. Unfortunately, I think that's going to force me into a fight. What the heck is this? Discovered a broken temple. Oh, wow. The effect of Divine Seals is nullified. I think, is that new? I've not seen that one before. Either way, if you don't want to go ahead and do that stuff, you can jump straight to the boss, but eventually you will need to move around the board to try and get some Divine Seals to improve your combat power. Make sure you do go as far as you can, by the way, because that will just progressively improve the rewards you can get, and it's one of the most reliable ways to get your hands on blue crystals. You'll see here as well, they've completely changed the layout of the challenge area, updated some of the artwork, and just made it a little cleaner to use. In fact, the whole user interface is massively improved, which I really, really like. The mall, I don't think that's changed too much, so this stuff is the same. Of course, the hero avatars have been improved. You'll even see that some of the C tiers and B tiers have had their artwork improved as well, which is surprising, because again, these heroes don't really impact you as a player if you're, going to spend any money. There's no incentive to spend money on these heroes. So again, this is purely just cosmetics and quality of life, which I really like. And you can actually choose these avatars in the avatar selection area, so you can choose which one you really like and make that the one you personally want to use. So I'm using Sergeant because I think she looks pretty cool, but even Shining Girl looks really dope. And of course, if you decide to spend money, you can have frames as well. One thing they've added to the game in the adventure mode is this new area here, which is called the Honor Hall. This will show the winners of the previous round of the Champions Battle. At the moment, we haven't had one since this update happened, so these people are not on here, but it'll be a good way of people flexing if they manage to get themselves into the top 5, which is going to be pretty neat. I think that's a really nice way that people will be able to put themselves on a leaderboard, and even if they can't hold their top spot, they'll still be able to show off that they did get the top spot in the last season. So that's a pretty nice way to make PvP a little more attractive. In the cabin here, they've added some new interactions with Maya. I'm not going to spoil them for you, but those of you that do enjoy the cabin and interacting with Maya, you guys can go ahead and enjoy the fact that there are now new areas to explore and new cutscenes to engage with Maya. So that's something fun for you guys that enjoy that particular part of the game. And all in all, this update just results in a really, really nice, clean version of Angel Legion, which I think is a direct improvement of versions we've seen in the past. It hasn't changed very much when it comes to gameplay, apart from the Endless Trial, but the huge art overhaul makes this game considerably more enjoyable to play because it is far, far prettier. And I think the prettier a game is, especially for idle games, just makes it more therapeutic and enjoyable. So if you guys have never given this game a try, I'd strongly encourage you to now, again, because it just looks way nicer than it used to. Not saying it looked bad, it's just honest that this is definitely an improvement. And again, the devs did not have to do this. This is just a direct improvement for the user rather than an improvement specifically for them and their monetary gain, which is really nice to see. I think DH Games could actually learn something from this when it comes to Idle Heroes. Yes, they do some quality of life improvements, but a lot of the time they're driven by money and incentives like that. Whereas this, there's no money behind it whatsoever. This update is purely just to go ahead and give you folks a new and enjoyable way to have fun in the user interface and to like the way the heroes look. And obviously you can go ahead and read their bios and just check out this awesome artwork, because I have to say these heroes look amazing. So a huge shout out to the art team at Angel Legion for this huge new update, and I really like the new artwork that they've gone ahead and done for the game. Awesome stuff. It was kind of in the works for quite some time. You've probably seen some of the new artworks attached to the events if you've been playing Angel Legion, but the fact it's all been properly integrated into the game now is really cool. Go ahead, give this game a try if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and of course, have a good week and happy idling.